If you want your AI videos to look real, you need to stop making the AI guess. That is the real problem. Most people think fake-looking AI videos come from weak prompts or bad tools. They don't. They come from weak structure. So in this video, I'm going to break down the exact 5-step system that fixes that by giving the AI less room to invent random decisions. I call it the anti-guesswork system. And once you understand how these 5 parts work together, it becomes much easier to make AI videos that feel directed instead of generated. This system works by removing guesswork in 5 specific places. First, the character, then the frame, then the input, then the direction, and finally, the sequence. Each one fixes a different part of the problem, and if you skip one, the whole thing starts to break again. So let's start with the first one. Now, before we continue, I put together a free guide with all of these tips, and it's linked in the description below. And if you like this kind of content, do me a quick favor, like the video and comment AI tips so I know you want more videos like this, and I'll keep them coming. Let's get into it. Step 1 is the character lock. If your character changes from scene to scene, this is why. You never defined it properly, so the AI keeps guessing, and every time it guesses, something changes. The face shifts, the body changes, the details don't match. So here's how you fix it. Before you generate anything, you build one character sheet. You need a full body image, a close-up of the face, the key details like clothing, hair, and colors, and a location sheet. Here's a simple example using Nano Banana 2. You take one base image of your character, then you crop the face to create a second image. Now you upload both into Nano Banana 2. One controls the body, one locks the face. Then in your prompt, you define the angles you want, like front, side, back, and close-up. Now the AI is not guessing anymore. It's following fixed references, and you get the same character across every angle. That becomes your base. So don't start with prompts. Start by locking the character. Now here's the problem. Even with a perfect character, your scenes can still feel random because the AI doesn't know how each scene should look. Step 2 is your cinematic keyframe. This is where you stop letting the AI invent the scene and start defining exactly how it should look. Most people just generate a scene, and that's why everything feels inconsistent. So here's how you fix it. For every scene, you create one cinematic keyframe. This is not just a starting image. This is a controlled frame. You define 3 things: camera position, lighting, and focus. Camera position is where the viewer is. Are we close or far? Eye level, low angle, over the shoulder. This controls perspective and composition. Lighting is what shapes the scene. Where is the light coming from? Soft window light, hard top light, backlight. This controls mood and depth. And if you do not define light, you will lose that cinematic feel. Next is focus. Focus is what the viewer pays attention to. Is the background blurred or sharp? This controls attention. Now here's what you do. Before generating a scene, you create this keyframe first. Then you use that image as your reference or starting frame. Now the AI is not guessing the setup. It's following it, and your scenes instantly feel more intentional. If you want even more control, you can define both a start frame and an end frame. Now the AI knows where the scene begins and where it should go. That's how you control motion, not just visuals. So don't generate scenes, build keyframes. Now even if your scenes look good, your results can still feel off because the way you're prompting is still too generic. Step 3 is the prompt lock. If your prompts feel inconsistent, this is why. You're asking GPT to write prompts without teaching it how the tool actually works. So it guesses, and weak input creates weak output. So here's how you fix it. Before you write any prompt, you give GPT the tool instructions first. Every tool has its own structure and language. If GPT doesn't know that, it can't guide you properly. So instead of jumping straight into prompting, you load in tool documentation, example prompts, or working frameworks. Now GPT understands the system, and when you ask for a prompt, it gives you something structured, not generic. For example, if you're using Nano Banana 2, instead of asking for a cinematic scene, you first give GPT how the tool handles references, image inputs, and shot structure. Now when you generate prompts, they actually match the tool, not just your idea. So don't just write prompts, prepare the system first. So far, you've been setting things up. Now you need to control what actually happens inside the shot. Step 4 is directing the shot. This is where most videos still feel empty because nothing is actually happening. You have a good frame, but no clear action. So the AI fills the gap and you get generic movement. So here's how you fix it. You don't just describe the shot, you describe what happens in the shot. You define one clear action. What is the character doing? Are they walking, turning, reacting, sitting? Then you define what changes. Does the camera move? Does the light shift? Does the focus change? Now the scene has direction. For example, instead of saying cinematic shot of a character in a cafe, you say character sitting at a table, slowly turning toward the window, soft side light from the left, camera slowly pushing in. Now everything is connected. The action, the camera, and the light. Because every camera movement has meaning. A push-in creates focus. A pull-back creates distance. A handheld shot adds energy. A static shot feels calm. So you are not just generating visuals, you are creating intention. And this is important. Step 2 and Step 4 work together. The keyframe defines the scene, and the direction defines what happens inside it. If you separate them, the result breaks. So when you prompt, you always think in both. First the frame, then the action. Now this is where everything either comes together or still feels like random clips. Step 5 is the sequence lock. Most people focus on one good shot, but good videos are not made of good shots. They're made of shots that connect. If your video feels disconnected, this is why. Each shot looks fine, but they don't belong together. So here's how you fix it. You think in sequences, not individual generations. You can use grid sheets or tools like Sora 2 or Kling to generate multiple connected shots at once. Same character, same environment, same lighting, but different angles and moments. For example, instead of generating one cafe shot, you generate a grid with a wide shot, a medium shot, a close-up, and a side angle. Now all your shots feel related because they were built together, not separately. That's what creates continuity. And most importantly, it gives you the idea how to structure your video, as these tools are already trained for cinematic videos if you know how to use them. So don't generate shots one by one. Generate them as a sequence. So the system is simple. Character lock, keyframe lock, prompt lock, shot direction, and sequence lock. That's the anti-guesswork system. That's how you stop the AI from guessing, and once you do that, your videos stop looking generated and start feeling real. And if you want to go deeper into AI video directing, watch the next video.